Hello and welcome to MaxSpeedTV. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. My name is KR Stolfus, and do we have a great race in store for you all tonight as Racing for a Cause presents the Cerebral Palsy Foundation 100. It's going to be a great show tonight as we are at Concord, a miniature Pocono of sorts. It's got 3 turns in it. Crazy little track that we're here at in the late model, and this is the Racing for a Cause late model series. The 18 machine of AJ Hamill, he's gotten a new ride out there tonight, brand new car, the Drive for Diabetes Awareness. Check don'tguess.org. Go ahead and check that out if you can. Speaking of checking things out, tonight's broadcast has been made possible by wallsbeardco.com. If you have a glorious beard and you need to take care of that glorious beard, check out wallsbeardco.com for their beard balm. Colby's Eye Paints. In the market for a new paint for your car? Check out Colby's Eye Paints on Facebook. Need a replica paint of your real life car? Colby's Eye Paints has you covered. Check out Colby's Eye Paints on Facebook. SimSpeedShop.com. You need a button box or an e-brake? Check out SimSpeedShop.com. They also have custom-made button boxes. Let them know what you're after. They can make it happen. That's SimSpeedShop.com. The Ohio IndyCar League. It's an IndyCar league out of Ohio, broadcasted right here on MaxSpeedTV. You're welcome to apply to the league, and you don't have to be from Ohio to do it. That's the Ohio IndyCar League. Find them at facebook.com/Ohio IndyCar League. iBog, iRacing Broadcast Overlay Graphics. If you're trying to get into a broadcast scene, make sure you check out iBog for all of your overlay and graphical needs. That's ibog.co. And the Hershey Design Company is your one-stop graphics shop. If you are in need of an iRacing paint, league, team, or business logo, or want the logo on some sweet swag, hit up Orion at the Hershey Design Company. So we are getting into the final minute of practice here. Go through our top 10. Sean Cool with a quick time out there so far of a 15.961. Coming up right here on MaxSpeedTV. Next, we'll be qualifying. Don't forget, tomorrow at 8:30 p.m., we're going to be doing the Randy's Rap Super Speedway Series as they take on the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series at Talladega. That's going to be a great race. Make sure you tune in for that. And then next Wednesday at 7:45, right here on MaxSpeedTV, Racing for a Cause Late Model Series will be at Southern National for another epic event. So make sure you're here for that as well. It's going to be an exciting race, a great time. I always enjoy doing these Racing for a Causes. There will be a cause. It just hasn't been announced yet, but that is at Southern National for 125 laps. We only got 3 races left, as you can see on our schedule. Those are your previous race winners. Al Smith picked up the win last week, but he is not here tonight. He is on vacation. So Al Smith unable to go back-to-back with his race victories. But 3 races left in this season. It'll be an exciting time, so make sure you're here for that. As the drivers have hit the track for qualifying, Andy Lambert out there right now. Lambert in that 70 machine. Troy Radford in the 94, driving for the National Kidney Foundation. Justin McDuff in the Purple People Eater number 20. earned the nickname Bad Boys. We're going to have to start calling Justin Bad Boy McDuff. He's driving that purple people eater. That thing's bouncing off the outside wall there. That is not going to help his qualifying time. Wayne McDuff currently scored in 3rd spot in that Ford machine, running one small step on the side of that car. And Rick Greenaway in that 69 machine still has not been able to figure out how to adjust his colors. Try not to call people out, but you've ran out of time and you're getting called out. And that's Rick Greenaway in the 69 machine. He's currently 7th on the speed charts with an epic driver photo. Peyton Johnson in the 85, he's burning it down as well. He's currently 4th on the charts. Kyle Gilbert in the 58 machine sitting 2nd. And Troy Radford going to be on the pole right now with a 15.986. So Radford currently quick time. We still have 4 cars in the session who have not qualified. That is Sean Cool, Justin McDuff, Doug Wysocki, and Jeffrey Clifton. And Sean Cool in the 24 machine, he is rolling out now. Sean Cool now, he's shutting it down. Got those rotors going hot in just the moment of braking here at Concord. These guys are going to be doing a little bit of braking. There's not a whole lot. You do get on the brakes for sure as you dive off into turn number 1. And then a little bit as you sail it off into turn 3, but working your way around this kink. Not so much. You're going to accelerate there as Sean Cool hits that apex. Accelerates wide open all the way down here, touching that yellow line. Getting up close to the wall, and then once again, getting on the brakes here. Not happy with that speed so far. Not sure what he's looking for, but he hasn't found it just yet. He's got a minute 41 left in qualifying to figure out what it is he wants. He is on the clock now. And Sean Cool is going to jump up to 2nd, unable to topple Troy Radford. Doug Wysocki in the 45 also out here. He is currently scored in 8th. Going to have a good race for him tonight, hopefully. A 45 machine, one of the drivers I'd like to see pick up a win here. He's got a win in the RFC Xfinity Series, but just has not been able to pull it off here in the late models. Speaking of wins, we got our points standing. Sean Cool is your current points leader with 3 wins. He's looking to make a 4th win here tonight. Al Smith picked up his win last week, slid into 2nd place in points due to all the issues Troy Radford had, but then he goes to freaking Vacationville and didn't invite me, so that guy, no points going to be scored for him tonight. Troy Radford with 2 wins, slid into 3rd. He had a dismal race last week. Hopefully tonight, already looking better. He's qualified quick time for now. We do have 2 cars who did not take a time, but Troy Radford will be on pole for this, already looking up for him. And then Justin McDuff has also picked up a win on this season. The bad boy himself, Justin McDuff, driving the purple people eater. Just rolls right off your tongue. So we go to our Walls Beard Co. starting grid. Row number 1 is going to be made up of Troy Radford in the 94 with a 15.986. Fastest qualifier out here. Sean Cool with a 15.989. Those two oh so close on time. stopwatch doesn't lie. AJ Hamill and Kyle Gilbert are going to make up row number 2. Row 3 will be Andy Lambert and Peyton Johnson. Row number 4 will be Mike Holtzclaw and Doug Wysocki. Row 5, Wayne McDuff and Rick Greenaway. And row 6 will be Justin McDuff and Jeffrey Clifton, who did not make the grid. So we'll see about Justin McDuff and that purple people leader being all by himself. Might see if Jeffrey Clifton can get out there and make some laps. All right, Troy Radford in control of the field. Pace car is peeled off. Sean Cool on his outside. Green flag flying. We're underway here at Concord. As Sean Cool gets a good run on the outside, but he's going to have to stick it in the corner, as this is a very tight track, very quick. The inside line is going to be where you want to be. Troy Radford has it right now. Sean Cool, though, valiant effort, but the inevitable, he is going to drop in a second, fall in the line, as we have already completed 1 lap. Just like that. So Troy Radford out front. Sean Cool in second. Third place right now is AJ Hamill on the Drive for Diabetes awareness, and the yellow flag is going to come out as Doug Wysocki, that 45 machine, in trouble already. We're going to go to our MaxSpeedTV replay. See if we can figure out exactly what happened to him. Driving it into turn 3. Looks like a little bit of contact with Rick Greenaway. But with as quick as this is, he finds reverse, but not before the leaders are going to come around. And then he is going to go a lap down, but the yellow is going to come out. Tonight's race analysis, you can see it's 72 degrees, 83 degree track temp. We're doing 100 laps for 50 miles. This is a half-mile track. The tire window, it says 50 laps. These guys can do all 100 laps without a pit stop. But the stipulation is they can use 1 set of tires. They have 1 set of tires. So anywhere after the halfway or around the halfway point, we may see guys come in, if there's a caution, and take those tires. Again, they only get 1 set out here. So a little bit of strategy can come into it. If you're a little bit deep in the pack and you think fresh tires is going to help you, it's worth the gamble to do it, but we may not see the leaders do it if that's the case. If you see a leader come down, you might see them all come down. So Troy Radford, your race leader, he's been out front all by himself this whole time. Current top 5 after 5 laps: Troy Radford, Sean Cool, AJ Hamill, Kyle Gilbert, and Andy Lambert, as the lights have gone out on the pace car. Pace car is in. Troy Radford has control of this field in that 94 machine, National Kidney Foundation. Sean Cool in the 24 on his outside. Green flag flying as we are back underway here at Concord. Radford getting a good jump this time. Sean Cool unable to hang on the outside, but Cool does tuck in right behind him. See the field working already, coming and completing that opening restart. 16.411 seconds was that lap by Troy Radford. Sean Cool a little bit faster with a 16.4 even. Mike Holtzclaw in the 22. He's sitting in 6th place right now. Started 7th, so he's gained a spot. That 22 machine solid right now. We are on lap 11 and 100. Holtzclaw, crafty little driver he is. Likes to take care of his equipment. As we see Peyton Johnson making a move to the inside here. Peyton Johnson gonna make a pass in that 85 machine. So move Peyton up to 6th. Meanwhile, the 18 machine of AJ Hamill, the Drive for Diabetes Awareness machine. Started 3rd, currently 3rd, not making a whole lot of progress. In fact, right now it looks like he's losing a little bit of ground to the leaders. And you see Hamill's gap to Troy Radford is floating around that 0.6 second mark, almost 0.7. And he is under heavy, heavy pressure from the 58 machine of Kyle Gilbert. Gilbert, however, this guy right here, currently 4th, starting 4th, and the leaders are going to get in trouble here. Looks like they're going to get straightened out, and a big old donut on the inside of that 94 machine. We're going to go to our MaxSpeedTV replay. Troy Radford in the 94, Sean Cool in 2nd, right behind him in that 24 machine. Sean Cool gets a run. Tried to stuff it down in there while Troy Radford tried to shut the door. Didn't quite work out the way it should have. Both drivers going to go around bringing out the yellow. Once again, big contact there, but both drivers straighten out and keep going. And looks like timing and scoring says that when the yellow came out, they were already straightened back out and still had not lost a position. So both drivers able to continue on without a lost position. So good job on their parts. So we go on board with our T&D Rustic Decor Cam. You get a feel for this track here as we circle around under yellow. Just how short it really is. Some banking to it. And you got some very unique cornering here, and each corner requires its own set of brake pressure amounts. As we go through the kink here, this would be a wide open corner normally, but we're under yellow, so obviously can't do it wide open. Then we got this almost a long sweeping final corner. And then all of a sudden, you're back onto the throttle, and you have to do it all over again. So lights are out on the pace car. That means we're getting ready to go green flag racing. So we've had 2 cautions. We'll total for 9 laps right now. We got 80 laps to go, 2 lead changes. AJ Hamill led a lap under yellow there. while Radford had to catch up to him. So Hamill will be credited with a lap led. Radford getting a good jump. Sean Cool looked to have fallen asleep there on that restart. That's going to allow AJ Hamill to drive down underneath him. But Cool's going to get a good run on that outside, carry that momentum. And Hamill's going to slide into third right here. Kyle Gilbert in the 58 machine. He's sitting in fourth. The 70 of Andy Lambert sitting right here in fifth. We haven't got to talk a whole lot about Lambert yet. I'm going to go on board with Lambert as he tries to find a way around Kyle Gilbert in the 58.
The yellow flag is
and
out.
The caution's going to come out. It looks like the 4 machine of Wayne McDuff is in trouble. We go to our MaxSpeedTV replay, see if we can figure out what happened here with Wayne McDuff in the 4. On the inside of Rick Greenaway. Working into turns 1, down through this little short chute tunnel turn kink, whatever you want to call it. Up out of turn 3, a little bit of contact there. Greenaway's going to bounce into the outside wall. It's going to end up turning Wayne McDuff with that contact. See Wayne McDuff wash up a little bit. Greenaway bouncing off that outside wall. And then down into Wayne McDuff, right in front of Doug Wysocki, and that's what's going to bring out our yellow. Some extensive damage on that 69 machine. But nobody making their way to pit road. Some resilient cars here and these late models. Bounce them off the wall and they just keep on going. Lap 27 of 100. This is our third caution. So far we've been under yellow for 12 laps. We got 74 to go. 2 lead changes. Troy Radford leading 25 laps so far. AJ Hamill has led a lap. Troy Radford, really, you get a sense of how the cars have moved up through the field. Radford was your pole sitter. And he's still leading this thing, so he hasn't moved up. But the 20 machine, Bad Boy himself and the Purple People Eater, he's moved up 3 spots on the night. Got plenty of time to move up further. Green flag out once again here at Concord. Radford and Sean Cool resumed the battle that was interrupted by a caution. Cool all over the back bumper of Radford. So we go on board with Sean Cool right here. You can see just how close these guys are actually racing. Sean Cool's fastest lap, and the yellow's going to come out once again. And this time it looks like possibly Rick Greenaway or Wayne McDuff is in trouble. He's the one smoking. Our MaxSpeedTV replay. We see Rick Greenaway getting into it with Doug Wysocki. Unfortunately, Wayne McDuff, wrong place, wrong time. Rick Greenaway on the inside loses his car a little bit, chases it up the track. Unfortunately, Wysocki was on his outside. And it happens just like that. Doug Masaki pulling into the pits here. Rick Greenaway, he is pulled in and pushed it behind the wall. So is Wayne McDuff. Those guys will be scored 10th and 11th with Wayne McDuff in 10th spot. Troy Radford did come down pit road, possibly to get some damage fixed. So Sean Cool is your race leader. Wysocki's going to go down another lap here. And Radford dropping to the tail end of the line here. Currently scored in 8th spot. Sean Cool, now your race leader. Been out front for 4 laps. Lights have gone out on the pace car. Field's starting to form up. AJ Hamill on the outside of the Sean Cool, Kyle Gilbert in that 58. The 70 machine of Andy Lambert. It's going to make up your front 2 rows on this restart. AJ Hamill gets a good read on that restart. Stays tough to the outside of Sean Cool. But as they dive into turn 1, he's going to tuck in right behind him. So Hamill in a second now. Sean Cool, your leader. Troy Radford restarted 8th, already passing Mike Holtzclaw. Working this outside line here, trying to find a way around Peyton Johnson. Radford in the 94 with Sim Speed Shop on the hood, trying to chase down the 85 of Peyton Johnson. He's there, just got to find a way around him. That's what makes this track so hard. You can really get up to somebody, but getting around them, unless you got that inside lane wide open, is very hard. You can make a pass on the outside, but it's very difficult to do, as you see right now. Everyone's single file, but really you want to get a good run off of turn 1. As you see in Radford do that right here. You get a good run off turn 1, able to get down below the driver in front of you before you get to that kink, or as you go into the kink, as Radford will dispatch the 85 machine of Peyton Johnson. Sean Cool now starting to pull away a little bit from Hamill. We'll go on board with Sean Cool. You see Sean Cool under heavy pressure from the 58 of Kyle Gilbert. The 20 machine of Justin McDuff, that purple people eater. He is tonight's race promoter, race sponsor. Tonight's broadcast was made possible because of Justin McDuff. This is his cause, so would like to get a word in with him later on. Oh, as he gets sideways right there, got a little below the line, almost bit him. Radford already caught up to the back of Justin McDuff in that 20 machine. You see that donut on the side of his car. You got that a little bit earlier from Sean Cool trying to make a move just like I described. Got a good run coming off of turn 1. Pulled down below on that kink. Radford tried to shut the door. Those two got together, but both regained their spots. The 22 of Mike Holtzclaw struggling a little bit right now. Currently running 8th. Last car on the lead lap. Doug Wysocki, the only car 1 lap down. He's currently scored 9th in that 45 machine. Wayne McDuff 10th. 11th is Rick Greenaway. Those guys are packed up. and headed home early. Jeffrey Clifton in the 15 machine, unable to start the race tonight. Sean Cool still out front, closing in on Troy Radford. Kyle Gilbert, AJ Hamill. This battle is very close right now. 58 of Kyle Gilbert running right off the back bumper of Hamill. Trying to make a move here. It looks like Justin McDuff trying to get underneath the 70 machine. Andy Lambert unable to do so this time. We're already past the halfway point. We are on lap 52 of 100, almost on to 53 now. These laps are clicking off quick. I have 9 cars out on track. One is 1 lap down. The 70 of Andy Lambert really starting to close in on the 58 and 18. But the 58 trying to find a way around. Kyle Gilbert just cannot find a kink in the armor of that 18 machine yet. So go on the nose of Kyle Gilbert's machine. Right along here, you hear the back tire had to chase the car a little bit there. So Gilbert has lost some ground here as the laps have worn on. Maybe his setup starting to fall away from him a little bit. Drove it in deep into that corner, closed up quite a bit onto Hamill. And it looks like Hamill's starting to close up on Sean Cool as well. Hamill in second, Kyle Gilbert in third. Those guys fighting it out right here, as they have started to open up a little bit of gap. Looks like as this run has gone on a little bit longer, it has been the favor of been to the favor of AJ Hamill, as he is starting to close in on our leader, Sean Cool. And Sean Cool is now going to be credited with leading the most laps right now at 30 laps led. Troy Radford led 29. Sean Cool does not have that locked in yet. He's only led 31. There's a chance that somebody could lead 38 laps, but it is dwindling quick. Peyton Johnson in the 85 running 7th right now. Johnson earned the nickname Rubber Ducky. And so we're not really sure how he earned the nickname Rubber Ducky, but he's named Rubber Ducky. We're going to work on actually getting his name legally changed. Peyton Johnson in the 85, currently running 7th. He started 6th. Running about right where he started. Has lost a little bit of ground. Had the opportunity to race against Peyton Johnson at Bristol in the Xfinity Series that Racing for a Cause does, which is broadcasted right here on Tuesday nights. We're just following the Xfinity Series of actual NASCAR, and we're going to take this week. We took this week off, and next week we're going to have a little bit of family time, but had the pleasure of racing next to Peyton Johnson in that 85 machine at Bristol. And I got to tell you, he's a very fierce driver. I was in front of him and made sure I kept my eyes on him in the rearview mirror, because that guy is very, very fierce, and we had a great battle inside the top 10. So it was a very pleasurable experience racing against that guy. Meanwhile, Troy Radford and Justin McDuff. Radford working that higher line right now. Gonna get a good run off the corner and make the pass. So the Purple People leader gonna drop a spot, currently running 6th. Radford moving up into 5th. He made that pit stop for tires. You can only assume he made a pit stop for tires. We're currently on lap 70 of 100 now. Time is starting to run down for Radford. He has made a gamble on that having a little bit fresher tires is going to help him. But I got to point out, Sean Cool has not made a pit stop for tires. His best lap time is a 16.182. His last lap time was a 16.694. So he's maybe lost half a second. That's very hard for fresh tires to overcome a half-second fall off. See, Radford was going to try the high side. Lambert drove in a little deep there, and then that allowed Radford to get to the bottom. Down underneath, can he make it stick coming out of turn 1 through the kink? Lambert's got a good run. Is he going to shut the door? He does shut the door as they drive it off into the final corner here. But Radford once again to the inside. This time a little bit further up. Down through the kink, door to door. The thing about that kink is when you're on that bottom line, it pinches you off a little bit. Running about a car length up like Lambert was, you're able to stay in the throttle very confidently. But Radford was able to power through, and now McDuff going to dive underneath the 70 of Lambert as well. Radford has recovered to 4th spot. Remember, he pitted from the lead. He is quickly running out of time to get back there. He's trying to be very careful and pick his way through this field. Once he clears the car, though, he pulls away quite rapidly. He's just not having enough time right now to get to the front, in my opinion. Sean Cool, your race leader, does have the most laps led for this race. It's not official yet. Troy Radford, the only one who can ruin it. Radford has but a handful of laps to make it there. So it looks like Sean Cool is going to get the point for most laps led. Radford already caught up to the back of the 58 machine, Kyle Gilbert. This will be a fight for 3rd spot. Kyle Gilbert been running up front all race. Having a good clean race for Kyle Gilbert. Unable to get to the front. Saw him lead a lot of laps not too long ago. But fell just a little bit short. Less than 20 laps to go in this event here at Concord. When you're clicking off sub 17-second lap times, it's gonna go fast. We got 18 laps to go. Sean Cool still out front. Hamill's still doing everything he can to catch him. Radford in 4th doing everything he can to get by Kyle Gilbert, because Gilbert's going to leave a little bit of a lane there. Radford unable to make anything happen. So we go on board with Troy Radford. You can see Radford's got some damage from his earlier contact. Looks like he's gotten into that outside wall as well on the right front. Gets a good run driving down into turn number 4 or 3, depending on how you want to count it. As you see, Gilbert gets away from him here, but Radford going to drive it in deep. Try and get down underneath. Not able to make it happen this time, but he is right there. And going to give a nudge to Kyle Gilbert. A little bit of a chrome horn saying, hey, I'm here, man. Gilbert's like, I know you're there. It's the end of the race. I'm not going to let you have the spot. Is Radford going to drive down underneath? Radford going door to door with him, going to door slam him. Radford sideways. And that could very well have just cost Troy Radford the race right there, as he had a shot at maybe getting up there. But now he's got to work it all over again. Some very close door-to-door racing here at Concord for the 3rd spot. And that right there, I do believe, will cost Radford the race win. As now he's got to spend more time getting back up to Kyle Gilbert's bumper and then trying to find a way around him. So Sean Cool, your race leader, been out front for 58 laps. Rocket Fuel Cool got a .233 second lead over AJ Hamill. As Hamill has been hounding Sean Cool for several laps now, but just been unable to make anything happen. Hoping that Sean Cool will make a mistake, but I gotta tell you, Sean Cool in that 24 machine, there is a reason why he is called Rocket Fuel Cool. Dude has ice running through his veins. He's a tough one to rattle. If you want to rattle his cage, you're gonna have to do it some Intimidator style. And you hit him and say, well, I didn't mean to wreck him, I just meant to rattle his cage. And it looks like Hamill's gonna get ready for it. Thought maybe Hamill drove in there deep. So we got 8 to go. These guys lap after lap, really starting to feel the pressure of closing out this race. We go on aboard with our T&D Rustic Decor Cam. AJ Hamill in second, looking at the back of that 24 machine. He's also seeing those laps count down, unable to make anything happen. That time by, they turn the exact same lap time, 16.787, both Sean Cool and Hamill. Four laps to go. Doug Wysocki in the 45 machine. Oh, sorry, that's the 22 of Mike Holtzclaw out in front of them. Could play a factor in this race, no matter what he decides to do, whether it could be high or low. Has a chance of getting in the way here, so he's got to be very careful what he does. He's going to drop down to the bottom, get way down low. Good move on his part right there. He's going to let the leaders battle it out, so Mike Holtzclaw very conscious of what's going on around him. Once again, he's going to drop below the yellow line and let these lead cars go as we are on 2 to go. Sean Cool out front. Looks like Hamill got into the wall there. White flag flying, final lap, 1 to go. Name it however you want to name it. Sean Cool looking at the checkered flags here. He's dreaming of his victory lane speech. Coming out of the final turn, checkered flag waving. Sean Cool's going to win it. Hamill second. Kyle Gilbert third. Radford fourth. Justin McDuff and the Purple People Leader will be fifth. Lambert 6th. 7th is Peyton Johnson across the line. And Mike Holtzclaw and Doug Wysocki. Those guys are going to finish 1 lap down and 8th and 9th. So an epic Concord race, but your race winner, Sean Cool, in the 24 machine, getting it done here. Burning it down, all kinds of other good stuff. Bouncing it off the rev limiter. All right, let's get into our post-race show. So give me just a moment while I work on firing that up, while we watch Sean Cool do all he can to make his engine crew build him a new engine. And we're going to go ahead and get started in it now. Sean Cool, congratulations on your race win, man. You led 70 laps, the most laps led out here tonight. Tell us how you do it here at Concord and how tricky it is to win this thing.
To be quite honest with you, I didn't think I'd have anything like I had tonight. First and foremost, I'd like to thank Justin and AJ and those guys. I did a bunch of practice with them the last couple days and was nowhere near as fast as those guys were. And with some misfortune that they had and their ability to help me, I guess, this week, we were able to pull this off, so it's pretty cool. This is such a neat track. It's very difficult. It's probably one of the most, if not the most technical late model track or short tracks that RFC goes to and other places that run short track leagues go to on a regular basis. And if I had to put my money on probably the most difficult or the most, technical to be able to run well over a long run, I'd put it on this one. And the real money's on the guy sitting here behind me because he was coming.
Well, you managed to fend off that 18 machine lap after lap. Looked like he had a few runs on you a couple of times. I saw an opportunity or two for him to give you the chrome horn. Were you prepared for that? Was that something going through your mind?
Well, I don't know. If he did, he did. I mean, that's just short track racing. If it wasn't necessarily going through my mind, but it wouldn't have been the end of the world should that have happened. These cars were really tight here, so it's not like he would have wrecked me or anything, and it would have been a great race. So I think if he would have been able to get, he did actually bump me going into one time, which was no harm, no foul. If he would have gotten into me or whatever, moved me up, that's just short track racing. So it's all part of it. When you sign up for a short track race, you better be ready for it.
Speaking of a short track race, we saw you get into Troy Radford in the race for the lead in the early stages of this, but both of you guys got your spots back when the yellow came out. What did you see there? How did all that shake down?
Yeah, I don't really know why iRacing, the yellow kind of came out really late. It really shouldn't have come out. I mean, for Troy and my sake, I guess it was fortunate that it did, and then it worked out the way that it did. But the yellow kind of came out really late. We probably should have been third or fourth or so. We got to kind of figure out what happened there. But I mean, that's iRacing controlled. I had a couple runs on Troy. I didn't have the greatest of runs the first couple times, so I kind of didn't get into three too aggressively, and I backed off a little bit. And then we came out of one and two, I guess you could call it, heading towards, I guess if you want to call that the dog leg turn. I just had a really good run, and I drove it kind of straight, I guess, down through there, and had a pretty good run going. And I'd have to look at the replay. I'm not really sure what happened. I feel bad that it hurt his night, to be honest. But I thought in the car, I thought I was there, but I just got to look at the replay.
Like you said, short track racing. We'll let you look at the replay and you guys work it out, whether it be fists or cheers to all. And we'll see you next week.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Picking up your fourth win on the night, on the season. Sponsors, people you'd like to thank?
Yeah, as always, Pink Ribbon Riders, Skidoo, always on the car. Pink Ribbon Riders is a great cause, and this is a great way to show off a cause is in this league. I want to thank Andy. He's been grudging and grinding to keep working these late model seasons going, keeping them going. They're a lot of fun, and I know that he's had some highs and lows when it comes to that. So thank you to him for keeping it going and making it as fun as it is. I want to thank everybody that comes out and runs these races, because we can't do it without them. Everybody from the RFC upper staff that puts on everything, puts everything on behind the scenes, and you up in the booth for doing everything that you do. Like I said, I gave him a shout out earlier in the interview here, but I want to thank AJ and Justin and Wayne and those guys for working throughout the week, because I would have been way off otherwise.
All right, man. Well, once again, congratulations. Thank you for the compliment. That means a lot to me up here in the booth. And thank you for putting on a spectacular show. Sean Cool, your race winner.
Thank you.
All right, now it's time to move on to our second place finisher. And that's going to be Mr. A.J. Hamill and the Drive for Diabetes Awareness Machine. Mr. Hamill, how about your race tonight?
Oh, man, I've forgotten with that long-winded Sean Cool speech. Take me back through it. What happened?
There was some turning left, a lot of right foot down.
Yes,
and
I recall that.
I think we had a couple cautions, but
right.
Overall a very exciting race.
All right, I got it now.
All right,
I'm ready. So I think iRacing stole one from me tonight. Of course, I blew it not getting ahead of Sean in qualifying, but I'm pretty sure I was in a turn 3 when that yellow came out. But what can you do? It's auto scored, so you take what you get. And good return for me to the track. I guess I can't complain. I haven't talked to you in like 2 months on this thing, so I guess that's good. And I didn't mean to get into Sean, of course. I don't generally move guys, but there was about 15 laps when I seemed to have a little bit more speed than him, and I was hoping he'd slip, but he didn't. And my bad for blowing qualifying, I guess.
Well, you ended up second, so had a good night overall. Running a new paint scheme than what you normally do. You got Drive for Diabetes Awareness on the car. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, it's more fun because I have spoken with the folks at Drive for Diabetes Awareness. Have a little connection to them from our charity race a few weeks ago. I don't know anyone at the American Diabetes Association, although I'm happy to represent them. But this is a little more cool to represent somebody that you chat with a few times a week. The Cool family, not COOL, but Mr. Brent Cool, and his Drive for Diabetes Awareness. Checkdon'tguess.org, dfda.info. I got them all over here. They all go to the same place. All good stuff. Fun to be out here representing them. Go check them out. Read their story. Bring a tissue. Got to spread awareness on this thing. You got kids under 10, maybe even younger. I don't know, or older. I'm not sure. Never out of the woods just because you think you are. Got to know those symptoms, because you see what happened to the poor Brent's kid a few years ago. It's heartbreaking stuff.
Well, a heartbreak for
you.
you.
Let me just bring it down here. Let me bring the mood down for you.
A heartbreak here for you tonight, finishing second with a chance at winning, but still second place at Concord's got to feel like an accomplishment, because this is almost like a gladiator event, a battle royale.
I love this place, and of course Sean let me lead practice last night thinking I had something for him, and then he worked on it. And it was pretty obvious that he had moved himself up a level, and probably wasn't going to get around him unless he made a big mistake, and he did not make a big mistake. But no, I can't complain. Nice to come out and finish a race and kind of end up where you deserve to be. I haven't had that in quite a few weeks.
All right, man.
Kyle fell asleep. Better get to him. His foot fell off the brake.
All right, man. Well, once again, congratulations on second place. And we'll move on to our third. Or wait, any other sponsors, people you'd like to thank, Mr. Hamill?
Oh yeah, I forgot. It's been so long. Arts Barbershop, SLC, checkdon'tguess.org. Check them out. That's their slogan. I got to keep pumping that one. Andy for putting up with me and us and keeping this season's going. Congrats to Sean. Good run, Mr. McDuff. He was had a stomach bug, trying to keep everything down while he's driving. That would have been interesting for him. And yourself, I guess. Yeah. Let's. But thank you for being out here, making us look good, making us sound good.
He loves me. He really loves me.
I talk nice about you, so you talk nice about me.
All right. Well, once again, congratulations on second place. That is AJ Hamill getting it done here at Concord.
Thanks.
All right. Now moving on to Kyle Gilbert, our third place finisher. Mr. Gilbert, thank you for waiting. How you doing out there tonight?
Doing good. That was a tough race.
It sure was. Looked like you had something for him, but then as the run got longer and longer, your car started to fade a little bit. Tell us a little bit about what was going on out there.
It's a tough track. It's a lot of, you gotta get into the turns just right every single turn. If you mess up just one bit, you lose a couple car lengths. And I did that in the last couple bit, and I couldn't make it up any. I was lucky Troy pitted there. He was a lot faster than me. He got to my bumper there and got to my inside, and I somehow kept it straight outside of him. I guess he got a little loose underneath me, and I managed to keep a podium finish. But yeah, it's tough track. It's one of the tracks that I've turned the least amount of laps on.
Well, finishing third here at Concord, as tough as you saying it was, it's got to feel like a little sense of accomplishment. One of these weeks you're going to pick up this win here, but you only got 2 races left to get her done. What do you think your chances are of that?
I'm going to have to put a lot of practice in it for Southern. That's another track that I haven't put many laps in at. Like last week at South Boston, I've had thousands and upon thousands of laps there. So I'll just have to put in the extra practice. These guys put more practice in than me, and that resulted in better finish for them.
Well, Kyle, man, any sponsors, people you'd like to thank while you got a microphone?
I just put Racers for Christ out there, and Addison's disease awareness. It's a disease that affects your adrenal glands. They just don't work at all, and it's a very slow onset of symptoms. And just look it up, and it can be very dangerous after a certain amount of time. Your unexplained joint pain, your skin can get really dark, unexplained, with me being a nerd like I am inside all the time on here racing. My skin got real dark, and then I started having to take hydrocortisone, and it helped me out. It really gets you really tired, and that medicine really helps. So look it up and know the symptoms for it.
All right, man. Well, third place here tonight, so congratulations on that at Concord. And any last words?
Just like to thank the admins of this league for letting me join this series. These past 2 weeks have been real fun. After being behind those guys the whole race, I hardly could see out of my front windshield with all the rubber.
All right, man. Well, finishing third out here tonight, so congratulations on that. And we look forward to seeing you next week.
I look forward to it. Thank you, KR.
You're welcome. That's Kyle Gilbert, third place finisher. Now it's time for our final interview, and that is with Mr. Justin McDuff. How you doing out there tonight, bud?
Doing pretty good. How are you, KR?
Not too bad. First of all, tell us a little bit about your race. We heard you were doing this a bit under the weather.
Yeah, I've been battling a cold and flu-like symptoms the last few days. Been rough go of it. Once I got going tonight, it wasn't too bad. I had a pretty fast car. I stepped on my PP a little bit there in qualifying, and had to start last. I hit the wall both laps, and that basically was my race at that point because it was just so difficult to pass. But I was able to soldier home to a 5th place finish.
We managed to get 5th out here tonight at Concord, so congratulations on that. Even though you may have stepped on a part of your anatomy that caused you pain. But more importantly, what about tonight? Tonight was your cause. It was the Cerebral Palsy Foundation 100. Tell us a little bit about what that means to you.
Yeah, so cerebral palsy, every hour another child is born with cerebral palsy. If you go to cerebralpalsyfoundation.org, there's all kinds of statistics and different information regarding cerebral palsy. But this is something that's affected my family directly growing up. My middle brother was born with severe cerebral palsy, so I've seen it firsthand, and I mean, it's affected my family. So it has a special place in my heart, and to sponsor this race tonight is pretty cool, and it was a pretty good show, I think, so it has a lot of meaning to me.
What made you decide to do Concord as your track of choice for this event?
Concord is one of my better tracks. I really wanted South Boston, but it was taken by the time I reached out to Andy to sponsor, so I settled for Concord.
Well, you have a win on the season, and you wanted a win here at Concord for your own race, but fell a little bit short for that. What else could we talk about with the cerebral palsy as far as where they could go? And you know, you mentioned the website. What was that one again?
It's cerebralpalsyfoundation.org. It actually redirects you. It's a new link. It's yourcpf.org. And you could even just search Cerebral Palsy Foundation on Google, and there's all kinds of local chapters. Like I'm in Rochester, New York. There's a Rochester chapter, which is actually on my deck lid in my car. So I recommend everyone goes and checks it out, and you know, maybe it's something that you could donate to or get involved in your community. There's all kinds of events they do. I know they do a gala here in Rochester to raise money for kids suffering from cerebral palsy, so it's pretty cool.
All right. Well, Justin, thank you very much for making tonight's broadcast a possibility. And like you said, guys, check out the website that you talked about. Justin, any final thoughts, closing words that you have about tonight's race and the Cerebral Palsy Foundation?
Well, I want to thank everyone at Racing for a Cause and Andy for allowing me to sponsor and giving all of us the opportunity to, you know, help make the broadcast possible and raise some awareness for these causes that are important to us. And thank you, KR, for all the work you do in making the broadcast possible. You do an excellent job, and congratulations to Sean Cool on winning the Cerebral Palsy Foundation 100.
All right, well, thank you very much for sticking around. We spent a little time gabbing in victory lane, so I apologize for your long wait.
No problem. Thanks for talking.
Yeah, that is Justin McDuff finishing 5th out here tonight. And this was the Cerebral Palsy Foundation. That was his race of choice, his cause of choice. So tonight's race was made possible by him. Also, want to shout out Walls Beard Co. Beard Balm. Check them out, wallsbeardco.com. Colby's Eye Paints. You can find them on Facebook. simspeedshop.com. The Ohio IndyCar League. iBog. And Hershey Design Company. Guys, that is about it for us here at MaxSpeedTV. Your race winner, Sean Cool, in dramatic fashion, beating out AJ Hamill. Hamill thought he had a move on him. Not able to get by. Kyle Gilbert finishing 3rd. Troy Radford finishing 4th. And Justin McDuff going to round out your top 5. In 6th was Andy Lambert. 7th was Peyton Ducky Johnson. In 8th place, Mike Holtzclaw. 9th, Doug Wysocki. 10th was Wayne McDuff. 11th was Rick Greenaway. And unable to start tonight's event was Jeffrey Clifton in the 15 machine. So guys, thank you very much for joining me. My name is KR Stolfus. I hope you guys had a good night. I enjoyed tonight. Always love me some short track racing. Hope you guys did too. Don't forget, Racing for a Cause next Wednesday at 7:45 p.m. in the late models. We'll be at Southern National. And tomorrow, Randy's Rap Super Speedway Series in the trucks at Talladega, and that will start at 8:30 p.m. Central. Guys, have a good night, and we will see you next time.